Pesachim Daf Tes. The following two emails show the tremendous diversity and achdus that we have in our shir. The first one comes from Beryl Braun from Williamsburg, and he says attached is a better picture of the MDY sticker next to the Satmar Rebbe's house. And he goes, as well as spoke to my therapist, he said he's aware of the new addiction called R Eli Stefansky. He's thinking of arranging a 12-step meeting every day where the addicts will learn together the shir, Hatzlucha Rabba, Chiski ve'amtzi. The next email comes from Dan Kaufman. I'll just like to convey to you another story that tells the power of MDY. I watch the YouTube video of the shir daily. I'm saying this with the utmost respect and dignity. It is as if I'm watching my favorite TV show. That's the way I look at it. I look forward to it every day. Sometimes I am lucky enough to start my day with it, and sometimes I need to wait till later in the evening. Rebelli is the main character. They're all supporting roles. Nachman Seltzer, Menachem Ateh, Kamala of Five Towns, Avi Factor, Uncle Phil. And then he goes on to say the tremendous chesed that Avi Factor, Dr. Avi Factor, did for him here in Eretz Yisrael. So thank you, Dan Kaufman. Pesachim Tes, Rabbi Eliezer says, you steal the matzos. Now it's not referring to what we have a minute today, that children steal afikoymen, although there are some Rishonim that learn like that. The Rishbam says that we take the food off the table in order for the children to ask what's going on here, or we eat the meal very quickly in order for the children not to fall asleep. Rebbe Kiva would never tell his Talmidim to leave the Beis Medrash, but on two occasions throughout the year he would do so. Erev Pesach, in order to put the kids to sleep, to give them a nap so that they should be awake during the Seder, and Erev Yom Kippur in order to feed them before the fast. The Torah says, there's a chiyuv on each individual to create simcha throughout Yontav for him and his children and his wife. And the chiyuv is, according to the Tanakama, to give his children wine. Rabbi Yehuda says each and every individual, it's a different type of simcha. For the men, it's wine. For the women, it's nice clothing. If you live in Bavel, it's colorful clothing. It's white clothing. Rabbi Yehuda ben Tzeir says in the time of Beis HaMikdash, the simcha was eating the meat of the karbanos, of the shlamim. But when there's no mikdash, the simcha is with wine, and the Rambam adds basar v'yayin. Rabbi Yitzchak says there was a measuring device called a kasta de Miriasa, and it held a lug. We're trying to get to the revius halug, what we call today revius, and that's for the shiurim, the raisa. This kasta could hold a full lug, and a full lug is 4 revios. So that's the amount that you need for the 4 cups. Rabbi Yochanan says I have an easier way. You take the older tamyasa, you fill it up with wine, and you pour it into the new tamyasa, the new measuring device. And whatever is left in the older version, that's exactly a revius. The revius in the Torah is 2 fingers by 2 fingers by 2 fingers tall, plus a half a finger and a fifth. We learn this from the shir of a mikvah. Torah says, first of all, you can't have a chatzitza, and that your entire body has to be immersed in the water. And the way to do that is by creating a mikvah that's an amma by a amma, that's the width of the person, and 3 ammas tall. And that contains 40 sa. If we take 3 ammas, each amma is 6 tfachim, so 6 times 3 is 18 tfachim. If you divide 18 by 6, you come out with 1 slice. Per slice is 2.5 sa. If you take that slice of 2.5 sa, and you break it down to 5 pieces, and you take 3 pieces, each one of those is a sa and a half. A sa and a half is 9 kav. Each sa is 6 kav. A sa and a half is 9 kav. 9 kav equals 36 lug. So if you take 1 piece, 1 lug, and you break that down to the fingers, it comes out that a quarter of that lug is 2 fingers by 2 fingers. Ravin Bar Chinana says that the shulchan that the lechem hapanim sat on in the heichal was, you were able to break it apart. It came into pieces. Because otherwise, how did it fit into the mikvah that was only 1 amma by 1 amma? If the shulchan itself is 2 ammas by 1 amma by 1.5 amma, yes, even if the feet can be removed, the legs can be removed, how do you put the actual table? Some ask, it could go on an angle, on the diagonal, but yet, since it's so thick, it cannot fit into the diagonal. So it must be that it came apart into 2 pieces. Rav Ashi says, what is the problem? There was a giant mikvah called Yam Shel Shlema. It was 150 times the typical mikvah. In other words, it had 6,000 sa. You could easily be toivel it if the shulchan requires tefillah because of tova. You could toivel it in there. And now the Gemara starts with a lengthy sugya of zugas. Pairs. To do anything in pairs is asr. The Rebbeinu Bechaya says it's because the Rebbeinu Shalom is one, and we want to show that we believe that he's one zugas. So to eat 2 apples is aser. To drink 2 beers is aser. It's aser because it creates a sakana. And we have a chiyuv, take care of your body. So the Gemara's question is, zugas is a multiple of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. How do we drink the 4 cups? 4 cups is zugas. One answer the Gemara gives is that the 3rd cup, Birkas Hamazon, doesn't count as one of the 4 when it comes to zugas. So in fact, you only drank 3. And if you drank 2, you could do Birkas Hamazon and then it counts. So it works for your advantage and it only works for your advantage. So if you want to use it as a 3rd, you can use it as a 3rd. If you want to take it off, you can remove it and you only remain with 3. Or, for the final answer of the Gemara, each Dalit Kaisis is a mitzvah by itself. In fact, that's why the Minig Ashkenaz is to say a Boyer Priagafan on each and every cup. The Sfardim only make on the 1st and 3rd cup because it's Birkas Hamazon. But you see the idea that each cup is a mitzvah with Atzma, and therefore they don't combine together to create a zug, a pair. Have a wonderful day.